So in this introduction activity to GeoGebra, I wanted the first couple of activities to emphasize some of the more commonly used tools. And so we're going to be looking at a segment tool, measuring angles, measuring distances, how to move a shape using the move tool, and how to build record polygons. So whenever you're trying to move any points to try to make sure the construction's been done correctly, you'll click on the move tool, which is located in the upper left-hand corner of the sketch, and that allows you to move the shape just to verify that the construction you've completed is correct. Also will allow you to check measurements that maybe have taken to see if there's any kind of patterns. So we're going to start off with the segment tool, and if you hover over the top of these tools, or if you click on them and as you move across, you'll notice that there's other tools that are hidden there. So there are actually quite a few tools, and I've just selected some of the tools for this activity. So please understand that there's probably a total of 40 tools, and you're only going to be looking at a small set of them. So step one asks you to use the segment tool, and then to build a triangle so that the endpoints of the segments are the vertices of the triangle. So the segment tool is here, so click on segment, and they want you to use the segment tool to build a triangle so that the endpoints are the vertices. If I go back to the move tool and click on it, that allows me to move the shape. So please understand that this shape is considered the wireframe of a triangle. If I actually wanted the triangle, the actual shape of the triangle in terms of the region, I'd have to use the polygon tool. Now I realize in this activity that they haven't asked you to do this for the triangle, but I thought I'll go ahead and talk about it now. If I click on the polygon tool, and if I would click on the vertices in order, going either clockwise or counterclockwise, at this point I've clicked on all three vertices, but the shape is not really sure what to do, because for a polygon you have to actually go back to the first vertex that you started with and then click on it. That tells the computer that you are finished with the polygon you're trying to create. So without the shaded region, it's considered a wireframe. With the shaded region, that's just considered the polygon. Again, the undo tool I've talked about is here, so I'm going to go ahead and click on the undo tool to get rid of the shaded region, get us back to that wireframe. Step 2 asks us to measure the angles, and so to measure an angle, you click on the 3 points or the 3 vertices. The middle point is always the vertex of the angle. So if I click on the angle tool, which is here, and if I click going with this direction, clockwise or counterclockwise, you'll notice that the angle that's being measured is actually the reflex angle. So I went counterclockwise. So if I click on the undo tool, it will get rid of the reflex angle, and it says to click in reverse order. So instead of going counterclockwise, we're going to click on the points going clockwise, and that will place the angle on the inside. So this is the second point that I clicked on. That makes it the vertex, and it asks you to measure all 3 angles. So we're going to measure them by clicking on 3 points, the middle point being the vertex. Now here's where the move tool is helpful. So by clicking on the move tool, what it allows me to do is I can move things within the construction. So I can place these numbers, these angle measurements inside the triangle so they're easier to see. If I move the shape around again, the angles are attached to those points. Again, you can decide where you want those or feel most comfortable with those angle measurements, and especially if you're trying to investigate something, so you can put them anywhere around the vertex itself. So number 4 says use the move graphics tool to move the triangle to a different location so you have more space for the next construction. So the move graphics view, if I click on that, what if I click on any white surface, it doesn't have to be the shape itself, but again, I can be the shape. But by clicking out here, you can basically move the shape wherever you want to. And what that allows you to do is try to maximize the amount of white space that you have available in your construction window. So step 5, click on the Rigger Polygon tool. So Rigger Polygon tool is located with the polygon. So you click on it. It says, once you click on the tool, then click twice on the construction window to construct a segment. A new window will open, enter the number of sides to create a regular hexagon, and then click OK. So I'm going to click twice, which creates the line segment. For regular hexagon, that's 6 sides. And it says click OK. And then I got my regular hexagon. You'll notice that this vertex is kind of slightly off, so if I go back to the Move tool, I can move the shape down. I can move the blue points to reshape it, make it smaller or larger. So the Move tool again allows you to kind of adjust the size of the shape as well. Then it asks you to use the Distance tool, step 6. So the Distance tool is with the Angle tool, and so that basically allows you to click the distance. Now, when clicking the distance, we would click on the segments, because we're not trying to measure the distance of a point, because a point doesn't have a distance or a thickness. So click on the segments, and it will tell you how long each of those segments are. Since the shape is a regular polygon, these numbers should be the same. Again, if I click on the Move tool, I can place these measurements either inside or completely outside the shape. If I click on the blue point and move it, you'll notice that I can readjust the length of the shape. All the sides still stay the same length as I adjust the size of the shape, because again, the shape is a regular polygon, and by definition, all the sides and angles have the same measure. Then the last tool is called an Area tool. Again, it's under the same column with the angle and the distance. If I click on the Area tool, and then it says go on the inside of the shape, click on the shade region, which is here, it will actually give you the area. If I come over here to the triangle and try to do the same thing, you'll notice that it doesn't give me an area. And the reason why is because the shade region does not exist. So this is an introduction to the first set of activities for GeoGebra.